Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. We're trying to get through the rest of a handful of endings that we haven't actually been able to see quite yet. And so, let's just get right into it, shall we? So we're actually going to be going to this ending where there is a choice. Last time, we said gaze at the terror in your heart. Now we're going to choose to bury it now, before it's too late.
No, you can't bury that feeling. You can't hide from your past.
The past doesn't have to exist. Our freedom is within us. We just have to find it.
Let's see here. I guess I would choose... that's actually an interesting thing, because depending on what I choose here... pick turn inward and find your freedom. Embrace your transformation. Glimpse of something.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere. We just need to test the boundaries. You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he going on about? What does he know about us? Screw all of this, and screw this guy in particular, always telling us what we can and can't do, always going on and on about rules and the fate of the world. I've had enough. You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
That kind of sounds like the shifting mound song every time we approach a cabin after we're in the long quiet. Just in the underscores. There's a place you need to be, you just need to find it.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible. All he has are words, and words aren't real. Yeah! Ruin his day.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I trust you. Find the way out.
You won't find anything. If I have to starve you, if I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
Don't try and change the narrative, narrator, even that's in your name. But you do find something. It's cold and smooth, and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your consciousness, flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now.
He actually sounds hurt, which is interesting. And it's interesting that it looks like we're actually roots and we're breaking into a rock, and he's describing us as plants or as fungi or something.
I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it, and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
But as pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass, for a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
It's beautiful. We need to be there. We won't be safe until we are.
And it's slowly increasing.
We won't be whole.
The edges are slowly creeping in.
Doesn't look that great. I like it better in here.
And then it's gone.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
But you never get the chance to answer her. You turn to see her gone behind you when we return.
She's gone. And there's that mirror.
Yeah. Approach the mirror. Approach the mirror.
This yeah, that thing
Voices feel small and distinct as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You're nothing at all. And yeah, we see this before.
I think you know what.
Blah blah blah. Destroy the mirror. Don't answers. You already know what you are. You're the Long Quiet. A vast and nascent god, and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. Bring the network wilder. When you arrive at the heart of things, there's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. There's one last ending I want to try and get. At least from this point. Which I'm going to just load. Because at this point it's pretty straightforward. So the last thing that we need to get is, at least ending wise, is leaving together, which means we literally just have to enter the basement without picking up the blade.
No blade it is. Have you given up on slaying her? The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
Continue down the stairs.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, hands empty. And here I thought you wanted to kill me. Are you getting cold feet? Are you trying to give me a fighting chance? Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with her. I don't think I ever really wanted to slay you, but I don't like what your existence means to the world.
You were the one who decided to come down here without a weapon. So, what's your plan?
I think the only thing left for us to do is leave.
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Take her hand in yours.
Okay then. Let's leave.
I think I'm going to stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Are you going to be okay alone?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere. I'll find them.
Leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed at the cabin door. You feel her hand tremble in yours. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long, short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this, yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with her.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I care for you.
I love you too. But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
Whatever it is, you face it together, and what happens next? So that is the last of, at least, return to the menu, at least of the endings. There's still a few more endings that we have to get to, which I'm actually going to get to now, which I'm actually going to go to get to the next ending, which, let me pull that up so I have that on hand. So let's see here. So first things first, we're going to want to survive. Yes, so this is the ending, and we're going to want to survive.
You sprint to a new patch of jungle, barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
Okay. Let's see. So any option except run for the stairs and give up. We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? If you could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you have already left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, full-edgeling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions.
What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her. Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not. A tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck. Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Let's see here. Stay alive.
You're a little slower this time. Or maybe she's a little faster. You avoid her slavering jaws, but she manages to graze you, her titanic momentum skinning you along your side. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast?
You're bleeding now.
You instinctively touch your side, testing her claim. It's wet, and stings from the gentle touch of your fingertips. A costly mistake. We can't make it again. We will make it again unless something changes. We have to break the pattern. We need more time. She's cutting off our escape.
Our game is nearing its end.
But why? Why do you want to kill me?
Why does anything kill anything else? She needs to.
I didn't say I wanted to kill you.
It sounds like she wants to do something even worse. What she wants only matters if she wins, and you're not going to let that happen. She's more tense this time. She means this next blow to be the last. The mere thought of moving again makes your bloodied side ache. We're exhausted. We're bleeding. We're still alive. We owe it to ourselves to move.
See. Again, stay alive.
Once again, you narrowly avoid the full force of the impact, and once again you are too slow to come away unscathed. You're starting to get tired. You're making mistakes. This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive. We're trying, but we can't keep this up much longer. We have to. We keep up or we die.
You're getting slow.
She seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you. Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react, it's over. She makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. You do your best to dive out of the way, and
Dodge creature until you can no
you
longer dodge no
partially succeed. Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body. That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You look down to see that the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock. The princess,
not as bad, but
bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly
she looks
gnaws on
cool,
what's
but,
left of you as you rapidly fade away.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3.
You're on a path in the That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct. We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is. Instinct was keeping us alive, until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. And why is that? Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule. And whose rule is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge. It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense that he wouldn't want to tell us anymore. So, let's see here. Let's just silently proceed to the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
Yep.
So, we need a plan. We've been over the plan. Goad her out of the shadows. Make her show herself. And what if she doesn't want to be seen? We'll figure out a way to make it happen. And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be. She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out. But she's fast. And she's clever. We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves. It'll be a lot easier to deal with her once we can actually see what she is. But you already know what she is. She's a princess. Yeah, right. A princess we couldn't see. And one that had big, sharp teeth, too. How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing our job? Sharp teeth.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Of course that damn mirror's back, and of course he's not saying anything about it. Why is it following us? What are you talking about? There is no mirror. There's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us. Then either way, we need to investigate. Might as well get started.
Take the blade.
Yes, take the steel claw.
It's interesting they always describe it as the steel claw.
You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Odds are we'll need it. Thanks for not putting us in a bad spot.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. This supposed hole is blocked by that old mirror.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It went away after we reached out to it last time.
Might as well try wiping it clean. What's the harm?
You reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mould and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs. No entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Silently say nothing and proceed down the stairs.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel, and though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
Step into the shadows and try and get her out.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement.
That's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape.
That's stage one. Now stay focused.
You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling up towards the cabin. You hear her behind you, claws raking at the dirt, chains rattling, breaths hot and heavy with the effort of the ascent. But the sounds are coming slower now, the breaths pained and stuttering. You no longer sense frantic motion behind you in the tunnel. You risk a glance. She is a broad and sickly creature, her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the basement below.
Chimera, almost.
So that's what she's become. She wasn't like this when we started. Was she?
No, she wasn't.
Looking at her makes me feel sad.
Yeah. Now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all.
Her eyes look up at yours, wide, pleading. Come back, you can imagine them saying. Don't leave me here. But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you. If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide, pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with? All it does is make us feel conflicted. I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you. What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like this? She hurts. We should help.
We did bring the blade. Maybe we should use it.
Splendid idea. You have a job to finish, and this is the perfect opportunity to finish it.
Or maybe we should try and talk to her.
That's a terrible idea. Your first one was better.
Let's talk.
You cautiously make your way closer to the princess, her eyes avoiding yours with the silent resignation of a defeated predator.
But you don't get the opportunity to speak to her, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror.
That.
You're right.
Yeah. Voices feel calm and distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection, which I'm just...
I think you know.
Destroy the mirror. Proceed to the cabin one last time. Bring the den to her. So let's see here. So if I go to save, doesn't really matter. Let's see here. So I got that one done. So honestly, I don't remember which save related to which one. So I think I'm going to call this episode here, and this will be probably part 1 of 2, maybe 3 videos left for getting the remaining endings of just seeing what's left, just to kind of give you a heads up. One of which is the Thorn, which we have not seen, along with the Grey, which is a thing. The Thorn and the Damsel, which is 2 different endings. One is off of the Witch, and the Thorn is off of the which one was the Thorn based off of? Yes, the Thorn was off of the Witch. The Damsel, the Grey is based off of the Damsel. And then we have 2 endings that we've seen, but we didn't. There's 2 other versions that we could potentially see to get to, because we decided to take more interesting routes, which is Moment of Clarity, which we decided to wait instead of visiting the princess, and the other is Prisoner, where we decided to lock ourselves up. So with that, I'm going to call this here, and I will see you at least once more. So I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives. May the stars forever guide your path, forever might lead you into the future. Goodbye, everybody.